Welcome. This lesson we're going to talk about the Mailmerge function. So if we want to write, let's say, a letter, if you're a business and you want to write a letter to your customers, maybe you want to address the letters personally, so maybe you want to write on the letters their first name, right? So Dear John, for example, and then the rest of the contents of the letter. Now, the problem here is that you've got a lot of customers. So how would you do this? You won't be writing each letter and printing that out. What you'll be writing is one letter, and then what you'll do is you could merge it with a database. So in our example, in our Mailmerge example, we're going to use Microsoft Excel as our database. So this is an example, our database, and we have 5 names here with their details like their addresses and so on, and we're going to merge this data with our letter, and that's the whole point of Mailmerge. It's called Mailmerge because you're joining or you're merging your database with your letter or your document. So here, instead of writing Dear John, we're going to connect this letter with the database, and so that it will print out John, Mary, Fred, Sarah, and Lily for 5 separate letters. How do we do that? The first thing to do is go to your letter, and well, firstly you write your letter. So dear first name of the person, so in this case it'll be John, but we'll just put the first name, so there'll be a placeholder there. Then we could write please come to my party. Regards, Edward. Okay, so now what we could do with this first name is, instead of writing the first name, we should be able to draw or extract the first name from our database: John, Mary, Fred, Sarah, and Lily. How do I do that? What I do is I go to mailings. So on the ribbon, you have the tab home, insert, page out, references, mailing. So click on mailings, and we click on select recipients. Who do we want to receive this letter? So click on select recipients, and we click on use existing list because we already have an existing list of this data. So we click on use existing list, and we'll go to our Excel file. Now mine happens to be in downloads, so clicked on downloads, and it's this one here. So click on open. Now when I click on open, it automatically goes to the first sheet, and if we check our Excel sheet, this is the first one, but if it's on the second one or the third one, then you would select that. Okay, but it's on the first one, so this is okay. Now when I click on OK here, that information, that data now is loaded onto this document. So it's loaded onto the computer's memory. So now what I can do is, instead of writing each and every name, I could click on insert merge field, and if I click on there, I get several different options: first name, last name, sex, address, suburb, and state. Where did these come from? These came from our database. You can see in the first line, first name, last name, sex, address, suburb, and state. So the first line are the headings. So you should put the headings on the first line. Don't put any data on the first line. The first line of your Excel sheet should be the headings. The data comes after the first line. Okay, so if I then now click on insert merge field and click on first name, it will give me this. So this tells me that this is a field. This data comes from my database, in this case my Excel sheet. This data is not data that I type. Now I can see the results of this straight away by clicking on preview results. So if I click on preview results, I'll see that it says John. Now if I click on this arrow, go to the next set, I'll say Mary and Fred and Sarah and Lily. So John is the first name, Mary, Fred, Sarah, and Lily. These are the first names of the people that we want to send our letter to. If I continue clicking, it won't go past 5. Why? Because there are only a list of 5 people here, okay, and their details. So I could also put in their address to make sure the letter gets to them. So I could put in, insert here their first name and insert their last name, right? So first name, last name. I could switch between the fields here or the actual results by clicking on this. All right, if I click on once, it will give me what the results are. If I click on again, it will just show me the first name, last name fields. So what I can do then is put in their address, insert their address, and then maybe I put their suburb in on the next line, insert their suburb, and maybe a space, and then I insert the state they're from. So if I have a preview here, I see that it's Lily Thompson, 34th Hampstead Road, Melbourne, Victoria. Okay. Now if I go back to the first one, we can see that these things change. John Smith to George Street, Cornell, WA. So it comes from here to George Street, Cornell, WA. So that is the essence of Mailmerge. So if you are now happy with this letter, you can save this letter. So in this case, we'll save it as an invitation. So let's say save it as an example letter. So this is our letter which has those fields in it, but it doesn't print out all the 5 separate letters that we needed to print. So if you're happy with this letter so far, you can print out all 5 letters by clicking on the Finish and Merge button here. This says you're done, so you click on Finish and Merge. Now you can print it straight out to a printer, but if you don't want to do that, and if you want to use it later on maybe, then you can click on Edit Individual Documents so that you can have 5 separate letters on your Microsoft Word. So I click that now. Now I can use all the records. If I just wanted the first 3 letters, I can just put in 1, 2, 3. But I want all the letters, so I click on all the records. I click on OK, and you'll see here that now I've got 5 separate letters. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for the different people. So you can see here that this matches with our 5 lists of on our database. John Smith, you can see here John Smith, Mary Lee, and then you've got Fred Jones and Sarah Chi, Fred Jones and Sarah Chi, and you have Lily Thompson. So that is your 5 letters. So now I can save this as my merge letter. Alright, so this is my merged letter. So this letter will have all the letters that I want to send. I'll save it. So that's it. So yes, you can see here Mailmerge is quite simple to do. Make sure that when you create your database that the first line is the headings, and then you can connect to your Microsoft letter or document by clicking on mailings and select recipients and then clicking on use existing list here. And that's it. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you next time.